Hey friends, so today I am sharing a journal that I'll be listing in my shop by next week sometime. And so this is going to be the chatty video where I explain it. I will have a silent flip through that I'll put up on Instagram and probably up here on YouTube as well. Just for those that just want to see the flip through and not hear. But I do like to give a detailed video before listing to explain everything. Um, so this is a hardcover journal. I have not counted the pages yet. It has 4 signatures. It's, in my opinion, it's ginormous just because this is the biggest that I've ever done. I shared a preview of this journal like almost a year ago. It was like 9 months ago. It was already fully constructed, but I had not decorated or anything like that for the most part. I did some decoration, but you'll see, not too much. So yes, the measurements, this is, like I said, the largest I've ever done. So it's almost 11 inches long. I don't know if you can see that. Almost, but not quite. And a little bit more than 7.5 inches wide. And then the spine here, what is that, like 2.5, like 2.5 inches. Oh, I love all of the trims and stuff poking out. When you look at it this way, depending on how you hold it, obviously it can be like up to 3 inches, but it's about 2.5 inches of spine. Okay. 4 signatures, so you can see it here over the top. It's quite chunky right now because I was able to add ephemera just because it is a larger journal. But it has plenty of room to grow, and you can always remove, the ephemera. It's hardcover. This is basically a hardcover. I think it's like a newer vintage floral book, like one of those like European garden books. So I recycled the cover and I created the spine from scratch. So it has some of this gold trim here. The design on the cover itself is just very simple. I just really loved the combination of this green color with this fabric. This is a piece of French, I guess like a sheet fabric. I got this from France a couple years ago, and it just looks really pretty, and it wraps all around the back and front cover. And then this is a French trim that goes front and back. This is not vintage, this is modern. And then this was actually the first book that I did these little floral frames on it. Just love it. So very simple on the outside cover, but still very pretty. And I think it's perfect for spring. Lots and lots and lots of ruffles. These are sari trims. We have boho trims, all kinds of yummy things. So the pages on the inside, you'll see, is going to be, it's eclectic. It has, I didn't really have a theme going into it, but it's just pretty much floral. So I'm just going to call this like a spring floral colorful journal because it's very colorful. Scrapbook papers, Maggie Holmes papers. Then there are a few antique on each signature. There's like front and back page of an antique, I forgot what it's called. It's like an Italian manuscript. I think that's what that is. So I used that in each of the signatures. Then there's like the usual stuff that I put in, some of the vintage documents. Those are originals. And then there's, dyed pages, hand-dyed pages, and all the things, all the things that I usually use. So let me get on with the flip through so I'm not overly chatty. This is an original. This came from, I think, one of those French newspapers, 1886. This is from Brussels. So this came in a pack that I got from Postal Love, and I really love the font here. So I use that there. This is part of a snippet roll. And then this pin is removable. It's beautiful rose pin. I use quite a few printables from different shops here. I was trying to use up the printables that I have stashed. I have like a whole bin full of printables that I have from like years. So this was one of the things I had printed, and I decided to turn it into a large journaling card. So one of the challenges that I had here, this is from Amity Bloom, by the way. One of the challenges I had here was that being that it's such a large journal, I didn't know, like I had to make, you know, tags and journaling cards that were just big for the pockets, because the little ones I would have to like over bulk it. So I did a few of those. This is just an embossed paper in Faith Inspirations. You've heard me talk about it before, and I just backed it on some watercolor. And this here is a tuck spot. It's a very old 1902 envelope, an original envelope, and then it could be used as a writing spot or just as the tuck spot. Okay. And these little floral pages are the original pages from this book. And this is the part of the Italian manuscript. Look at that wording. And by the way, these are the last of those pages that I have. I don't have any more. I went back to the shop. She doesn't have any more. So until I come across it again, those are it. Whatever I have here is what I have. This is one of those documents. I think this is from Brussels as well, 1938. Yeah, it's from Brussels. That beautiful Maggie Holmes paper. I will try to list what collection this is. I'm not really good with, you know, naming the collections, because I don't do a lot of scrapbook paper collections. Though they are very beautiful, I don't buy them normally. So that is a part of a Maggie Holmes collection. The usual music paper. This is a hand-dyed, one of those like school type of papers, craft papers. And I dyed this various ways a long time ago. Some Italian document paper. One thing I do want to mention, that a lot of these original pages are stained, is due to the aging. So I just want to note that in case that is something that somebody's not into. Most of these original pages are going to have lots of staining. They're very old, and that's the original state that they were in. So once again, this is an old French magazine paper, has like the original staining. This is a vintage stationery page, really cute, with the watering can. I think that was adorable. I don't know where I got this envelope, but it's really cute, and it's going in here. That's that school notebook paper. This is also a vintage school notebook paper. This can be removed. It's just stapled on. So there are a few of the coloring pages throughout. More floral notebook paper. And then on most of the white parts of the pages, or that had lots of text, I went ahead and I put printables on them. Just to give us some more decoration. I did border a lot of those with some gold, just to give us some more interest. And then this doesn't have the inside where it was written, but this is just a really beautiful embossed vintage card. It could be used to journal or in some other place. And those vintage stamps, I just put it in there because it was green. This is what I'm saying. This is like a really old French newspaper page. So it's like, it has like the original tears and stains. I love that when it comes to like that vintage grungy look. This is also one of those old pages. I did a lot of this like tracing paper. I embossed it, so each signature has at least one of those. This has a little poem in the back. This is one of those pages that I left white for the most part. One of those scrapbook papers. And more digitals. This is from Anna, Cottage Roses Paperie. So that's what I'm saying, more of that beautiful paper. And then I just did on some of the pages like collaging, depending on what was on the page or whatever. So just did some collaging there, some embossing. This is authentic wallpaper, vintage wallpaper. And then I did one of those like file folder tab things. I don't know what you call that. You've seen it in my other journal. Well, if you watch my previous videos, you'll see it there. There's a vintage doily. So the decoration is just very light. This is just a piece of heavy cardstock embossed. And I might add a few more of these hearts. This was from a printable from the apple of his eye a couple years ago, and I made a few hearts. You can open it. I'm not going to take it out right now, but basically you can open it and journal in it. You can use it as tuck spots. Very pretty. Okay. There goes that Italian. Oh, so pretty. This is cut out from another vintage postcard. It's embossed. It's so pretty as well. Vintage letter. Now this one I'm gonna probably tuck something in here just to let people know this is a tuck spot, so you don't pull it out. But it does open, and then here I just glued part of it down to make a tuck spot. So I'll probably put something in there just to note that it is a tuck spot. And these are like those boho trims. This is a authentic vintage postcard, 72, not too old. And I think that one is French. That's what I'm saying, very grungy, a lot of these old papers. A vintage wine label. So like I said, you can see there's plenty of like blank space. And then here I had like some very light magazine pages that I felt like just didn't go with the aesthetic. So I ended up covering them up with printables and washi, and I like the way it turned out at the end. So it's just a pocket, handwritten recipe. Here goes another. There's a couple of these vintage postcards in this particular journal. This one I left as is with the writing. Just so pretty. I love these old greeting cards. Can't find them anymore. I found those in New York years ago at an antique shop, and out here in Virginia I just haven't been around like that. This is also Cottage Roses papery. And you've seen in my other journals, I've been making these little journaling cards. And this is like a large version of that. It's like a 5x7. They're simple, but I don't know, I really like them. As for like all of the printables, it's hard for me to say where they came from because there's a variety. So I'll try to list them, or if you have any questions, just let me know and I'll look them up. I know that this is the apple of his eye, and I think this is from a freebie that she had last year or sometime. I don't know if this is chapter 1 papers. I don't remember. This here, I love this tag. I definitely want to make more. So this is pretty much, you can use it as a journaling card, and all of these can be removed. I literally just did like a little line of Fabri-Tac, but it's a sample of lace, hand-dyed lace. Some of it is vintage, some of it is modern. This is modern. But these are my avocado dyed fabrics. So you have a sample there of those lace. I just think it looks so pretty on that tag. I love that. I think I just need to take a day or two of just making ephemera so I can make multiples of certain things. And this is just a handmade embossed paper. I think Rose Hill Paper Cottage. This is just vintage papers collaged together. Okay. collaging some of this glassine paper that I dye and emboss. Oh, absolutely love this postcard, but I did use it here. It came out of one of my journals that I got from Sarah. I never used it, but I was hoarding it, and it just looks so pretty here. So, and then this is a 4-page letter. I love the papers. There's so many ways you can use this in your journal. The backs, you can use it for journaling, or you can just collage, or you could just keep it there. It looks pretty. Okay, and then here, I just stapled in a piece of lace. This is not vintage, it's modern, but it looks pretty there. And then in this tuck spot, by the way, these papers in particular, these were from In Faith Inspirations. These I think are tea dyed and then embossed by her. I put one of those really, really old rag paper book pages, and then another really old Paris, like one of those touristic postcards. And this tuck spot is mostly there for decoration. It doesn't really hold too well. You can adjust it, whoever the, you know, the recipient that gets it, or use a paper clip like I'm doing here. And this is where all of those manuscript papers came from, 1816. Like, it is wicked old. Originally, I used all of it here because I was planning on keeping this one for me, and then I decided to sell it. More of the Maggie Holmes paper. $19.38. So those just a couple of documents here and there. Scrapbooking paper, printables, and I used a lot of Amity Bloom washi collage throughout this, as well as Anna Cottage Roses papering. I used their washies throughout. And this little piece here is from one of those like embroidery, French embroidery magazines. Here goes Anna's washi right here. And this is a ruby and pearl. More of that French. I think the images are cute here. Just one of those stationery, vintage stationery envelopes. And then I just put some of that vintage notebook paper in there. Just a couple of sheets. I left this side white, but for the most part, a lot of them I did collage over. Scrapbooking paper. Look at how pretty that page is. So pretty. I really think that's chapter 1 papers and an embroidery printable set. This is some wallpaper I got from Amity Bloom a couple years ago. So I'm not sure if that's modern or French. I mean, modern or French. Modern or vintage. I'm not sure. Some collaging. This is the journaling cards from In Faith Inspirations. Some more of this Italian book rag paper that I love. I'll be including that as long as supplies last. So as long as it's there, I'm able to include it. I will be making some Amity Bloom journals very soon. I have actually started the process, and I ordered a couple of supplies that are going to go for those journals. So stay tuned for that. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for following along on the journey. I do post most of my videos is, you know, updating, doing flip throughs for now, because I don't have too much time to record. But yes, I'll be putting on my Instagram and on here the updates for any new journals that are going to be listed. And, you know, I also always like to note that if you do want to reach out, I did activate the button on Etsy where you can request a custom order, but I think that's only if you click on a journal that's sold out, it comes up. So I think that's how that works. I'm not sure, but you can always message me on there if you visit my shop, or you can always reach me on Instagram. Leave me a message there, and you know, I'll be happy to try to accommodate you if possible. If I haven't listed any journal that I've done a flip through for, I can also, you know, do it via PayPal. That's a thing too. But once I list it on Etsy, they charge for the listing, so I try to just, you know, follow through with the Etsy listing. And then this is like a vintage cigar bag. I don't have an interest in cigars, but I would personally probably just put this sticker. This is a beautiful sticker. Cover it up, or you can use it somehow. Just some washi stickers, just little ephemera. And this is my last one of these original muslin labels that I also got from a antique shop in New York years ago, like before I met my husband years ago. So at least more than 4 years ago. And this is there to use for collaging. It's beautiful script writing, school paper. This was given to me, I think, in a swap or in another journal. I'm not sure. Another one of those vintage cards. I just love the embossing on these type of cards. It's so pretty. And just a collage. This is printables also from Anna. Washi tape from Anna. This is Amity Bloom. Yeah, I don't want to be too super chatty because then I keep going and then the video takes forever. So some, you know, a lot of the parts I left blank, so there's room. This is Anna's also, as well as this and this. Simple journaling card and faith inspirations. As long as I remember it, I can name it, but I'll try to list it once the video uploads. And here I didn't really do much. I thought about putting another fabric, but the owner can cover or make a pocket here if they wish. This is that beautiful Maggie Holmes paper. Okay. All right, so that is the journal that will be listed hopefully by next week. And yes, so if you have any questions, you can always leave a question down below. Like I said, you can reach me here or on my Instagram. That's best, Gingy's Journey on Instagram. Okay, so I hope you guys are having a great day. Take care. Bye.